A French writer said, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." It means to say, if you are going to do anything in your life, first of all, you should make a proper plan before doing that. Hello everyone, dear friends and students. This is Samshad. I welcome you all on my YouTube channel English with Samshad. Today we will discuss about the syllabus of Vinoba Bhave University BA English Honors Semester 1 and Paper 1 Core Course 1. So let's start the discussion. In this discussion we will know about the question patterns and the contents and what sort of topics, units, subunits you will have to cover. Okay, for this semester 1 core course means paper 1. As we know, your exam is for 100 marks, and this includes for external marks 80 marks and internal marks 20 marks. So it sums up total 100 marks. Okay, so now let's come to know. First of all, in this paper, paper 1 CC1 core course 1, there are 4 units. You will have to study 4 units, and in these 4 units you will have to cover subunits also. So first of all, we will discuss unit wise. Here is the unit 1, and in this unit you will have to study poetry. Okay, so poetry, first you should come to know about the nature of poetry and types of poetry. So there are many types in English literature. There are many types of poetry. Okay, so here some types of poetry are given in your syllabus. First type is ballad. It is a ballad poem. Okay, now we can brief shortly what is ballad. Ballad is a kind of poem, okay, English poem, and when we talk about some stories, means in the pattern of poetry, then we use ballad. Okay, you can say it is a kind of narrative poem. When we narrate, when we tell a story in poem, this is ballad. Okay, now let's come to know elegy. Elegy is also a kind of poem, a type of poem, but in this term we can use the lamentation form or someone's loss. Suppose in our life we lost someone whom I love too much, whom I like too much. So when we write something in the remembrance of those loss, and that is called elegy. It means to say elegy is a kind of lamentation poem. When we lament, when we repent, when we remember someone. Okay, next is epic poem. So epic, you know very well, epic is a kind of a poem, but it is a very long poem. Long poem means Ramayana, Mahabharata. Okay, and also in English literature, if we talk about then Iliad. Okay, so epic is a long poem. Now what is lyric? Lyric is a kind of song, and in this form, in this term, we will use single emotion. Means there is a single speaker or single character. So in this poem, lyric poem, we will reveal the single emotion. Okay, what is ode? Ode is also poem. Okay, but in this term ode, when we glorify someone, when we compliment someone, like when we glorify a event, occasion in poetry form, then we will use ode form, ode type. And what is sonnets? You know, it's a very famous term in English literature, sonnet. And when you study sonnet, you will have to study William Shakespeare sonnet, John Milton sonnet, and Petrarchan sonnets. So in English literature there are 6 types of sonnets. Okay, so mainly means most of the students and most of the syllabus will cover only 2 types of sonnets. So one is Petrarchan sonnets and second is William Shakespeare, means Shakespearean sonnet. Now let's come to the subunit B. Okay, in this subunit B you will have to study literary terms and its meters. So first of all, you will have to know, you will have to understand what is literary terms. So okay, my dear students and friends, I think you have studied in your previous classes figure of speech. So figure of speech is a kind of term in poetry which is used to decorate, to adorn the poetry, to standardize the poetry. Okay, so these are the figure of speech. First figure of speech is here alliteration. What is alliteration? Alliteration is a kind of repetition of consonant sounds. Okay, in poetry line, when you will scan the repetition of consonant sounds, then it would be alliteration. Okay, archaic, it is a kind of old-fashioned poems. Okay, old-fashioned poem. Okay, what is assonance? Assonance is just a kind of just part of alliteration. Okay, here you will study in alliteration the repetition of consonant sound, and in assonance term you will study the repetition of vowel sound. Okay, let's move on. Cacophony, it is also a kind of figure of speech. Okay, cacophony and euphony, there are 2 terms, and these 2 terms are just opposite. Okay, in cacophony term you will have to study the harsh sound, means a very difficult sound, very unpleasant sound. Okay, just like a alarm sound. Okay, when you listen, when you hear alarm sound, then I think you feel a kind of rebuttal in your mind. So cacophony denotes unpleasant sound, and in the opposite direction euphony is a kind of pleasant sound, very sweet sound. So in poetry, when you will observe sweet sounds, then it would be euphony, and when you will find harsh sound, a very unpleasant sound, then it would be cacophony. Okay, now let's come to illusion, conceit. These all are the literary terms. And also hyperbole. Hyperbole, it is also a very famous terminology in poetry. When you exaggerate something, okay, when you boasting something, when you talk beyond the actual situation, then you will use hyperbole. Imagery, also a metaphor, you know, it's a very famous figure of a speech. Metaphor, when you compare someone without using as or like, okay, then you use metaphor. And in the same way, simile is here. Simile is also a kind of figure of a speech, but when you use when you compare someone with the word as like, then it is called simile. And when you compare to someone without using as or like, then it would be metaphor. Okay, what is metonymy? Metonymy is a kind of figure of a speech. Okay, but in this term, when you use on the behalf of someone or something, Okay, let's have an example to understand. When we use I read Shakespeare, when you use I read Shakespeare, it means to say I have read only the book of Shakespeare. So here I use Shakespeare on the behalf of his books. So that is called metonymy. It means to say when we substitute something or someone, that is called metonymy. Onomatopoeia, it is also a kind of sound. Oxymoron, it is also a kind of figure of a speech, and in oxymoron it is just opposite words. When you find in poetry or poems opposite words are together, then you understand that it is oxymoron. Okay, let's have one instance. When we use open secret, it is an open secret. Okay, so I use here both opposite words, open and secret. So that is open secret is an example of oxymoron. Okay, let's move on. Personification. What is personification? Personification is a kind of literary terms, or you can say figure of a speech, and in this term we use non-living things as a living things. Okay, sometimes we use that the lips of tree are dancing. Okay, school speaks a lot of things to these teachers, students and parents. So here school is a kind of non-living thing, but we are using as a living things. So these terms is called personification. When we personify non-living thing into living thing. Paradox, pun is a kind of humorous thing, hilarious thing. When we play with words and beats and comment someone in laughing mood, that is pun. Simile, I have told you already. Synecdoche and refrain. So these are the literary terms. Well, let's talk about the meters. Okay, earlier we have discussed about literary terms, and a short introduction of these literary terms means figure of a speech. Now let's come to discuss about meters of poetry. Okay, in this meter you will have to study ballad, stanza, blank verse, couplets, free verse, heroic couplet, octave, sestet and treasure rima, and one or two more you will have to study as per your syllabus of Vinoba Bhave University English Honours. So okay, I want to introduce shortly these terms. A ballad stanza, it is a kind of 4-line stanza. 4 lines stanza. When you find in poetry 4 line, then you understand it is ballad stanza. Basically it is used in folk song and narrative song. Okay, narrative poem. What is blank verse? Blank verse is a kind of meter of poetry when there is no rhyme scheme. Okay, no rhyme scheme, but mostly it is used in pentameter. Okay, when you study poetry, then you will find pentameter, hexameter. Okay, so it is used in pentameter but unrhymed lines. Okay, couplet, you know, a pair of lines, 2 lines, okay, together. When you use in poetry 2 lines together with proper rhyming scheme, then it is called couplet. And mostly 2-line stanzas are used at the end of the poetry, end of the one poem. What is free verse? Free verse is a poem. It is also a free, open poem. Okay, no rhyming scheme, nothing is there. You can write as you want, without any rhyme, without any terminology. Okay, so free verse. Heroic couplet, it is a kind of traditional poem, okay, old fashioned poem. When you use, that is called heroic couplet. Especially it is used in John Dryden's poems. Okay, when you study John Dryden in English literature, John Dryden, you know very well, he was called a father of English criticism. So when you study John Dryden, then you will find heroic couplet. Okay, let's move on. Octave, sestet and treasure rima. First we discuss octave. When you study italic sonnet, okay, so italic sonnet, there are 14 lines in one poem, and it is divided into two categories, okay, 8 lines and 6 lines, okay. So that classification of two part, 8 line is called octave, and rest of the 6 line are called sestet. So this is the part of italic sonnet. When you study 14 line sonnet, 14 line poem, then you will find 8 line is sestet, octave, and 6 line is sestet. And next you will have to study treasure rima. So these are the discussion and analysis of your unit 1 poetry, and in this we have discussed nature, types of poetry, and literary terms and meters. As we have discussed in unit 1 poetry, let's move to the unit 2, and in unit 2 we will come to know about drama. Okay, so let's start. So in unit 2 you will have to study drama, and also there are 2 sections, section A, section B, and subsections is here. Subsections are here. Okay, so each and everything we will reveal in this video. So first of all, in drama you will have to study nature of drama. Okay, so in nature of drama you will have to study what is drama. Okay, so you know very well, drama is a representation, okay, representation of characters' actions. Okay, and we can say that it is a literature in which characters action walks and talks before our eyes. Okay, so drama is a representation of actions. Okay, elements of drama. So you will have to study elements of drama, and elements of dramas are here: character, dialogue, plot, setting, and a stage. And some more elements are in drama. Okay, so there are given a few elements that you will have to cover in reference to your syllabus. What is character? You know very well, in each and every story characters are there. Okay, and what is dialogue? The characters in the story will deliver a speech, a statement, and a conversation. So these are called dialogue. Plot actually is a theme, is a sequence. Okay, representation of the sequence, action of the sequence, that is called plot. What is setting? Setting, when a story is written from particular place, and an event is written and combined in some places, and that place is called setting. A stage, you know, drama is performed on the stage, so you need one particular stage to perform your drama, your play. Okay, let's move to the section B, types of drama and dramatic terms. So types of drama, there are many types of dramas, but in your syllabus a few dramas are here: comedy of humors, comedy of manners, tragedy, miracle play. Drama and play are the same thing. Okay, so miracle plays, morality play, mystery drama, interlude and farce. Also you will have to study burlesque drama, problems drama, psychological drama. Okay, there are many dramas that you will have to cover. I want to tell you shortly that what is comedy of humors. Actually comedy of humors is based on your physical appearance. When the character is going to perform before our eyes and before the audience, then his or her body language is used as a comic manner. So that is called comedy of humors. Okay, next is comedy of manners. So when the character uses his or her body language, then he or she uses comedy of humors. But when the character uses the language, okay, the wits, the statement, the pun, okay, and that is called comedy of manners. Sometimes you comment comically to others, that is also called comedy of manners. Okay, next is tragedy. You know, it's a very popular term in drama, especially in English drama. Tragedy is a type of drama. Okay, is a type of representation of the action, but in which, in tragedy, the mostly characters face many problems, a very sad circumstances, very disastrous circumstances, and its climax, means its ending, is very, very sorrowful. That is called tragedy. Okay, miracle drama, morality drama, mystery drama, interlude and farce. So what is miracle drama? When the dramatist writes about the life of saint, life of hermitage, life of saint and their martyrdom, that is called miracle drama. What is morality drama? Morality drama, when the writers talks about the moral issues, okay, around the society and among the human beings. Okay, so when the drama performs on the basis of the moral issues, okay, mercies, goodness, kindness, so that is called morality play. What is mystery play? Mystery play, it is the first introduced in ancient time when the dramas were performed inside the church. That means it is based on biblical stories. It performs from the Bible's story. That is called mystery plays. What is interlude? Interlude, the root word is interval. Okay, interval. When you watch movies, film in theater, then there is a short recess, there is a short interval, and during the short span of time, some comic incident, some comic play, some comic story is performed. That is called interlude. Means one long play, between one long play, in the middle of the short play is performed. That is called interlude. What is farce? Farce is a kind of short comedy. Okay, farce is a kind of short comedy. So these are the very few types of drama plays. Let's move to the subsection of dramatic terms. In this dramatic terms, you will have to study about antagonist, dramatic irony, protagonist, climax, soliloquy, monologue, catharsis and hamartia. So these are the dramatic terms. Okay, these are the dramatic terminology that you will have to study. So I want to tell you shortly about these terms. So what is antagonist? Okay, so in any play or drama there are mainly two characters. One is hero and other is villain. So hero is called protagonist. Okay, hero is called protagonist, and the villain in drama is called antagonist. Now what is dramatic irony? So during the performance of play or drama on the stage, one character speaks something, okay, but he does not know about the actual condition, actual meaning, actual event, but audience knows. Okay, so one particular event or a speech which is known to the audience but unknown to the character on the stage, that is dramatic irony. Monologue and soliloquy. In soliloquy you will have to study that. So in soliloquy character speaks lonely, no other character is with him or her on the stage, but audience can listen. On the other hand, monologue is also a long speech of character, but on the audience there are a few characters more with the main character. That is the difference between soliloquy and monologue. Both are long speech of character, but the difference is that in soliloquy the character is alone on the stage, only audience can listen his plan, and in monologue the character is with some other character on the stage. Okay, let's move catharsis and hamartia. Okay, so catharsis is a very important term in English literature, especially in drama. When you watch the film or drama, then the character has a many anxiety, stress, depression, tragedy. So after this all bad things, when he realizes to relieve, when he realizes to get rid of this anxiety, stress and some other sorrowfulness, that is called catharsis. So it is a relief of the character's sorrowness and tragedy. What is hamartia? Hamartia is also dramatic terms, but when the character is unable to decide one particular decision, that means character has a error of judgment. He is unable to judge something. Overall, you can say hamartia is a term which is used in drama to imply the personal error of character, personal wrong thing of character. So these are the dramatic terms. Dear students and friends, as we discussed earlier, unit 1 and unit 2, now let's move to the unit 3rd, and in unit 3rd we will discuss about fiction, means imaginative long story. Okay, so here the unit 3rd, fiction. First of all, you will have to go through the nature of fiction and thereafter elements of fiction. Okay, so if we talk about the elements of fiction, means novel, imaginative stories, imaginative long stories is called fiction, and mostly it is based on writers or authors' imagination, not facts. Okay, so if we talk about the elements, then most of the elements are as same as what you will have to study in drama, because in drama we have discussed that plot, setting, a stage, okay, in the same thing, character. So this is mostly all the elements in fiction are same as drama. Okay, so let's come to know about the subunit B, means types of fiction and literary terms. Literary terms we have studied, we have discussed in the unit 2 in drama. Okay, so here we will discuss about types of fiction. Types of fiction, there are many types of fictions in English literature, but a few types are given here, like novel, novella, picaresque novel, Gothic novel, means psychological fiction or novel, science fiction, it is short term of science fiction, sci-fi, romance, epistolary novel. Okay, so I want to tell you very shortly as an introduction of these all types. So first is novel. So what is novel? Novel is a handwritten long narrative story, okay, and sometimes it is called pocket theatre. What is novella? A novella is a kind of short novel. When the narrative story is very short, that is called novella. What is picaresque novel or fiction? Picaresque is a term, a Spanish term, okay, in English literature, which denotes about the first person narrative story. And in that term, in that picaresque novel, the character is very bad, very cunning, and very low born, means very poor, but character is a protagonist, character is a hero in picaresque novel. Okay, despite being a rogue, despite being a bad, despite being a very poor, that is picaresque novel. What is Gothic novel? Gothic novel is very popular novel, very popular stories. When you study the stories of horrifying scene, terror stories, means haunted stories, also a very tragic stories, that is called Gothic novel. What is psychological? In psychological novel, you will study the characters' personal emotions, personal life. Okay, the story revolves around the characters' characteristics, personal emotion, personal ideas, personal thoughts. That is psychological novel. What is sci-fi? Means science fiction. The story which is related to the science and technology and is based on the writers or authors' imaginative ideas or thoughts and futuristic development in the field of science and technology, like the movie Grease. Okay, Grease is also based on the science fiction. Romance, you know very well, when the two characters, opposite character, one heroine, one hero will fall in love, and then a story goes on, that is called romance. What is epistolary novel? It is very important. Actually, it is handwritten later. When the story is depicted, it is extracted from someone's letter, someone's diary entries, someone's biographies entries, someone's mail entries, so someone's travelogue entries, that is epistolary novel. So these are the very few types of novels you will have to cover in your BA Honours syllabus paper 1. So we have discussed, we have come to know the unit 1 poetry, unit 2 drama, unit 3 fiction. Now it's time to discuss unit 4. In unit 4 you will have to cover one important topic, which is used in poetry, that is ascension. Okay, so in this topic ascension, you will have to study about the measurement of the lines in the poem. Yeah, that means how to break the lines and how to get the meters, how to get the foot, how to get the syllables. Okay, so different type of foot, meter, syllable, and a stressed, unstressed syllable. So these are the terminology that you will have to study in this ascension. Overall, ascension is a kind of method to measure the meter. Okay, the line in the line of verse or poem. I hope you have come to know the detailed analysis of the syllabus paper 1 BA English Honours of Vinoba Bhave University. So I will come with next video with the new topic related to the BA English Honours. Till then, thanks a lot. Bye bye. Have a good day.